Hello, what's up guys? This is Ravindra Kanetkar and I welcome you all to the third part of the series of videos where we are going to create an e-commerce website fully from scratch. So far what we have done, we have created the good looking UI, we have written its backend, right? Then we have created login and register pages and we have written its backend too, right? Then what I have done, I went to freefrontend.com and I just downloaded this beautiful looking login template, and similarly I manipulated it in to work in Django. And as you can see here, when we click on this login button, okay, so login will come here and username and password. As you can see, its code is here. I have manipulated it, just changed some of the I think 2 to 3 changes are there. We need to change this form. We need to add method equal to post, and we need to add some CSRF token. And after doing some minor changes, right, so username password just copy pasting, you can manipulate it. And don't worry about its code, I am going to give you its code in the description, all right, in the form of GitHub links, like, so don't worry about that. I mimicked it in the register page also, so register.html. And as you can see here, let's try to log in. Yesterday we logged in as a test, right? So let's try to log in as test. So when I'm writing as username equal to test and password is also equal to test, and when we click login, so we get logged in, right? But now how we are going to see that we a user is logged in, right? So we need to add some welcome message. So here logout is showing up, that's why we can say that we are logged in. So let's add one simple HTML, right, one simple h1 tag, right, to welcome that user. So I think in the index.html file, let's go to the core index.html file, and when user is authenticated, what we are doing, we are just adding the logout button, right? So I'm just copying this home, little home tag, and inside this home tag, what I'm doing, I'm just pasting this, right? And here I am going to say welcome, and in the Jinja template tagging method, I am calling user dot username. Alright, so when we hit refresh, so welcome test, so our user was test, so welcome test came here, right? So we can see that yes, test user is logged in, right? Dash dash user is logged in. Okay, so let's hit on login logout button. Now another thing that we need to add is messages. Okay, so what if username, the customer adds wrong username or wrong password, then he should get some message, right? So if I add test, and in the password, let's suppose test, test 123. Okay, I entered wrong password, which is not correct. And what if I clicked on login? Okay, when we click on login, nothing happened, it actually redirects us to that page. But we need to add some messages. So there is Django messages framework is there. Let's close this one. Let me open that messages framework. What it does, actually, it lets us put messages on the HTML pages through your Python code, right? So when hit on that message framework link, you will see here. So you can read the docs obviously always, right? So what I'm going to do here, in the views.py, I am just importing the messages. So from django.contrib, import messages, and make sure that in your settings.py file, where is your settings.py file? Yes, here is it. So make sure in the installed app section you have django.contrib.messages installed, right? Just copy this django.contrib.message if it is not there, and paste here, right? Just close this one, we need not to worry about that. Okay, so I have imported that messages framework. Now what I have to do, what we were doing actually, when we were checking that password is equal to confirm password, right? So if it is not equal to confirm password, in the else section we were directly redirecting that user to that particular page. So what we will do now, we will add messages dot info, right? we can add password. Okay, this is the uh, register page that we were doing. We will do this, but now for now we were talking about user login. So when user is not none, okay, so if user is not none, then we were doing login and just returning the user. And so if it fails, so we can do messages dot info, right, and here we can say login failed. Please check credentials, or we can say please try again. Okay, and after doing this, in the login page, what we need to do here, let's suppose we need to add this message below login, below login tag, right, the below login title. So just copy this one, and what we will do here, let's suppose, let's check if messages is there. So we will check if message is there. So in the Jinja template for template tagging method, if messages, and we will end at if, right. Now inside this we will add loop. Why we are applying loop to that messages? Because there may be many messages. We want to parse all that messages and just show all of them in that particular HTML file. So for message in messages, and what I'm going to do here, I am ending that loop, end for, okay, and here we will display that message. So the thing that we have copied earlier, just cut from there and just copy here, okay, just format everything, and here what we will do, we will add that message, right. And so when we hit refresh, just hit refresh, and it should definitely work. Okay, so info required one positional argument. Okay, I think request will come there. Okay, in the views, let's add that request and login here. Okay, and when we, now it should work definitely. Okay, when we hit refresh, okay, as you can see here, login failed, please try again. But what we want here, we want to change it, we want to change its color, right. So it should be red if it is error. So style equal to, let's suppose, color equal to red. I think it should work. Okay, so login failed, please try again. We can do this, right. You can, there are so many ways of doing this, showing messages, right. You can add alert buttons and all these things, but this, I am keeping this so simple, right, like this, right. So similarly, what we need to do, I think add some bootstrap badges is there, I think. So bootstrap, let's suppose bootstrap badges. So I think it will work, it should work properly. Okay, so what class we need to do, badge secondary, right. So danger, we need that danger, or light one, let's add that light one, right. So hit copy, and here what we will do here, this is, let's see what happens. Okay, so login failed, please try again. Let's increase its font. Instead of that, what we will do, we will, login failed, please try again. Okay, so login failed, please try again. I think this is okay. Similarly, we have to do for register page. So in the register page, we need views, we have done just copy this one, and if user password is not equal to confirm password, then what we can show them message, right, password and confirm password mismatch. So password and confirm password mismatch. Similarly, just copy this one. We need to add another message here. So if username already exists, so here what we can show the message. So username already exists. Similarly, just copy this one, and at last you need to paste here. Done, your work is done. And here you can suggest email already exists. I think this is done. Okay, so this we have done the coding of that register page. Also hit that refresh button, and let's try to add our false user with false information. Okay, in the register.html page we need to show them also. So in the login page, what we have done, just copy this, and in the register page I am going to, what I am doing, I am trying to save my time and your time also. But when you are doing this, just make sure that you don't copy and paste much. Okay, so just try to make a habit. And here what I am going to do, I am going to do the same thing, message. Okay, so when we hit refresh, password, let's suppose password equal to 1234 and confirm password is equal to 123456. Like, so I have intentionally not made the password and confirm password same. So when we hit register button, so password and confirm password mismatch. So as you can see here, it will work for another user also. So when we add some another user, like let's suppose Mohit, and Mohit at gmail.com, its number will be 456 789 1231. Okay, and password, let's suppose its password is same as its name, so Mohit. Confirm password Mohit, right? When we hit register, okay, so welcome Mohit, as you can see here. So we have done coding or login register button. Okay, so what we can do here now, we have a card which is a product card that we have created in the first video, but we need to render this card. So what we will do in this video right now here is we can add to product URL, and when we visit that URL there will be a form. Only admin can add the products and delete the products, right? So when we go to that add to cart URL, add product URL, then we will have some form. So admin will have form, and admin after submitting, after putting all the values, filling all the details, and after pressing the submit button, that product should be added to the to our database, and it should be what we can say, displayed onto the index page in the product section, that is this, right? So instead of name, that name that he has given should come here. Similarly for category, price, likewise, right? So what I have done here right now, here in the models.py file, I added two category and product classes. So this is the basic, this is our like new table. So one category table will there, and in that category table we will have category name. So similarly, I will give you one example. Let's go to amazon.in. So in the amazon.in, this is the website that it looks. When we click on all, it shows us categories, and like categories wise filter is there. So it allows you to search according to your category. So here Deals is there, Alexa skills, applications, apps and games, car. So likewise, and in that particular categories there are a lot of products. So similarly we are going to mimic that thing. So let's add some categories, and in that categories we will going to add that products. So similarly I have one product class in the product, that is product table. So in that product table there will be some attributes. So here is the name. So name will be the character field with maximum length 100. Okay, so you can take it any number as you want. So category will be foreign key, right? So category will be related to this category class. So it's like drop down. It will select from this category class. So this category attribute is dependable on category class. That's why we have added foreign key. And on delete we have written that models dot cascade. So when one category is deleted, all the products that are inside in that category will be deleted. Okay, so that's what we want. So in the description we have text field. Similarly for price we have float field. Product available count. If you have some video games, like video game cassettes, but there are only 4. Some customers just bought 2 video games, and at the same time another customer bought 3 video games. So there will be 5 video games which will be bought, right? But we have only 4. That's why we will add product available count, and after in the checkout form we will check if that product count is less than this product available count, and then we will proceed to checkout. Otherwise we will ask him to delete some items, right? And in the image field we will have image of that product. And here is a def add to cart URL. I will explain you this in the future video, so just write this, don't worry about this. Okay, so when we hit save, just close the server, and we need to migrate our database. So just close this one and just write python manage.py migrate. Make sure you have written everything correctly. So we need to run python manage.py make migrations first. So make migrations. So it has created a category product, category model, and it has created a product model. Now run python manage.py migrate. Okay, so I think we should see them now. Let's run the server. Okay, and in the admin side, in the admin.py file, we need to add that models, right? So our model was admin.site.register. That model was category, and similarly admin.site.register product was there, right? So let's hit refresh, and let's go, just close this one. And here what we can do, localhost. Let's open that thing in private mode, so that we will not conflict between the admin user and the test user that we were testing. Okay, so localhost admin, right? Let's log in by admin account. As you can see here, there is categories and there are customers. So when we hit categories, as you can see, there are no categories. We have not added. Let's add some categories. Okay, so category name will be, let's suppose, video games. Save and add another. Okay, so category video games was added successfully. Now let's add some music, right? Music. Now we can add furniture. Similarly, what we can add? We can add garden tools. Similarly, kitchen utensils. Then add men's wardrobe. Okay, now hit what we have done. We have added some few categories which includes video games, music, furniture, garden tools, kitchen utensils. You can add many items here, so many categories will come here, and we can delete them or add them anytime from this admin panel. And let's go to our products page. So there will be no products, and when we hit add product button, there is some form coming up here, as you can see. And let's try to add one product from here, and then we will write form for that, and we will ask user to, or ask admin to add product for them, right? Now let's add some product. Let's add video games. So we will add Call of Duty. Yeah, that's my favorite game, Call of Duty. Modern Warfare. Okay, let's check that images. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Okay, let's download its images. Save image as. Okay, so here I will save it as in the downloads. I will save that thing. So Call of Duty, right? And in the category will be video games. Description will be, this is the coolest. Let's add its price as 4,000. I think it's 40,000 is there, so let's add 4,000 or 5,000. You can add anything. Although it is float, you can add that's 5,000 value. It will rendered as 5,000.0.0, right? Product available count, I have suppose 10 CDs. And image field, let's check that download section. I have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, right? And we will save this one. Okay, so product object, similarly what we want here, if we want the name should be appear in that admin panel. So here category, as we have done like here, we will add similarly here. We will override that str. So def str which takes self and which return self dot name, right? Hit refresh. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare we have done, and its category will be video games, right? Now what we will do here, we have added from admin panel. So what we want now, we don't want the admin to go to that admin panel again, log in from there and just add the categories or models or anything from there. Okay, so what we want to just add some basic URL in its dashboard, and after doing that, when he clicks on that dashboard, he will get the form, and after filling the form, the product or particular category will be added. So we want that thing as simple as that, right? So for that, what we need to do, let's create form for our product page, right? So in the core folder section, just right click and click new file. So I will name it as forms.py. In the learning process, when I was learning Django, I was very worried about its forms, Django forms, how it works, and actually it makes the process very simpler of attaching forms and taking its data after submission, right? But it is very complex to understand. But I will make sure, I will try to explain you every bit of it, right? It is taking so much time for creating a single file. Why VS Code? Now let's import forms from Django. Import forms. Okay, and from dot models or core dot models, we will import all models. Okay, now what we will going to write here is let me take you to the Django doc, actually Django form docs. So here it is the Gigs for Gigs model, actually Gigs for Gigs page. It is explained very beautifully, right, how to work with Django forms. When we scroll down here, it is telling us like we can create a class of some form. We can name it as anything, and we need to add some meta class. In that meta class, we can add model, which is our model, actually product. So instead of Gigs model, we will add product, and we want all fields to be attached, right? So just what we have done, actually, what we can do from class, we will some product form. Okay, so we have product form which will take a request, actually, and will it take request? Forms.model form. So forms.model form, I am going to copy that thing. So forms.model form, which actually extend that model form, and after doing that we will have class meta, and here instead in this we will have model which is equal to product and fields which is equal to all, right? Now what we want, actually this should be processed, right? Before that we want to add the add to cart URL. So just copy this and here paste this. Now what we will going to do here, we will add add to cart, sorry, add product. Why I'm misspelling that thing? So okay, so href will be what? Href will be what? So here href will be, let's add that URL, and here we will add the URL, right? So we can do here, we haven't added the URL. Let's go to urls.py file which is there in core. In the urls.py file we can have path equal to add to cart, not add to cart, add product. Okay, so he will have views.add product, and similarly name will be equal to product, add product. Okay, we haven't created that add product function, so we will create that function for now. So in the views.py file, let's create that add to cart function. So def add product, not add to cart, add product, which will take a request, and after doing that we will just doing pass for that. Okay, let's render some, let's write return render, and we will take a request and we will render core add product .html. We haven't created this add product.html, we will create in a couple of minutes, right? So in the urls.py, just save this one, and let's go to the core folder. In the template section, just right click and we will add product.html. okay, it will take some time by creating the forms actually, and here in the forms we have created actually everything. So what we need to do, in the views.py file we will add that form. So from core.forms import all. Okay, so we will import all forms. I think this is the perfect way of doing that. One minute, in the forms I think I have written this product. Let's change it to I think this will not work. Let's go to that thing. It has added like this only. Okay, so in the forms just save this and we hit reload. I think that should work properly. Just close this one and reload, rerun the server. Okay, so server is running perfectly. We don't have to add that double quotes, right, in the products part. We will need that thing only. Okay, so in the views.py file I have import that. Where is that views.py file? Okay, just close this, all these things, because we don't want that thing now. We will going to work in the core part only. So in the views.py file, okay, so we have add product and we have imported our forms from there, all forms from there. Now what we will do here is in the add product HTML, what I am going to do, just open that login page, just copy this one and paste. Right, so we have added this will be the add product page. So instead of login we will have add product, and we will require messages but not for now, just comment that part for now. And similarly we will see this. Okay, so I think that should work properly. Let's try to run. When we hit refresh, okay, so reverse not found. Okay, so we haven't added that URL, right? So in the login.html we need to add that URL in the index.html. Sorry, let's close this login.html. In the here we need to add that URL. The add product is there, so when we click on this add product, so add product, and this form will be generated. Now we need to render that form in this particular manner in this HTML page, right? So we will see in couple of minutes. Okay, but before that, please do subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed, and don't forget to press that bell icon, and do like this video and share to your friends. Okay, now let's render that forms in our views, so that we will able to see in the HTML page, right? Add product HTML page. So what we have done so far, we have created this add product page, and let's render that forms actually. So in the views.py file, this is the add product view. Let's make it too simple. We will check if request dot method is equal to post. Okay, so we will check if the submit button is hitted or not. If it is hitted, then we will take that form equal to the form, actually the product form, right? So product form will here, I think form was upper camel case, I think. Let's go to that forms.py. okay, so product form was there, and we will insert that request.post here. So all the data which was submitted by the admin will come here, right? So now we will hit form.save. okay, and after doing this we will return render request, and similarly core hash in the index page, right? We will redirect to the render page. Sorry, render will not come here, redirect will come here. Okay, we will see if this things works or not. Okay, so we need to check, before that we need to check if form is valid, right? So form is valid, we need to check this, and then we need to store that. So we need to hit that save button, right? So let's see this thing works or not. If it doesn't work actually, then in the else part what we can do, we will add some form equal to product form again, and then we will pass in the context, right? So here in the context dictionary, what we can pass, form equal to form, right? Now what it does actually, it is like key value pair. Index dot in the add product HTML page, we have form and we have CSRF token, right? In that we have form group and all these things. Now what we can do, we will remove all these things up to the submit button, right? We want only that submit button. So where is that submit button? Okay, so submit button is here. Let's close all that things. Now what we want, we need to loop through all the actually what forms, where is that view, what form is consisting of all the attributes that are there in the model, right? In the product model that we have created. Let's see that models. Okay, so it will have name, category, description. So it will loop through all the files and it will just render them, right? And so in the add product.html page, what we can do here, let's try changing to only URL, sorry, form. Okay, so inside this we will add form. Let's close all these things, let's delete all these things, and we will have form. All right, and when we hit refresh, if everything works perfectly, as you can see here, form is generated perfectly, right? So name is here. So category, we need to, so category came here actually very perfectly. Description is here, then price, product, and when we hit on that image option, so image option is also executed, right? When we click on login and register, will not come here, so we can remove that thing. So here we will have a name equal to add product, id will be equal to add product, okay, and type equal to, so value equal to add product. All right, and we don't want all these things, so we will have, we don't have this register here and all these things button. And when we hit refresh, okay, so add product is came here, but it is looking ugly now only. Okay, so what we can do, we can render that forms actually in the form. I think I need to do it again. I have added that form group option was there actually, and here I need to add that product again. Add product, id was product and value was add product, right? And we don't want this. And when we hit refresh, okay, it is still looking ugly. Now what we can do, if we want to parse the Django forms field separately, okay, why it is open, just close this. Let's see that, let's see this. Let's go to let's search how to render Django forms in views. Okay, if you stuck anywhere at a time after when you are creating, when you are working on the project and you stuck at some particular point, then you are always then it is always okay to get help from Google or any Stack Overflow or anything, right? So we didn't get stuck at the particular point for so long time, right? We will able to find the solutions of that particular problem, right? So in let's see this as table sp. Let's click on first link. I think this has some great docs. Okay, so we have done all these things, form and all that things, and after doing this in the views.py file, we have everything here. Okay, so what I have done here now, I have rendered through all the form fields which was there, like by writing the Jinja command, like for field in form dot visible fields which are there, and I am ending this for loop here, and inside each loop counter, right, I will have form group class, and in that form group I will have label tag and field. And when we hit refresh, just save this one, and when we hit reload, okay, just reload this. As you can see here, the fields are loaded. So name equal to this, category was this, it came line by line. Okay, now what we need to do, it is still looking early, we need to add classes. Okay, so as you let's go to the login.html page. So form control was the class to the input field that was given, right? Now how do we give this form control class to the forms.py file here? Okay, so there is widgets, we need to override this. Okay, so I think this will come actually. And here if we want the text field, right, so here text field was there. Let's go to let's close this one. Let's go to Django form fields. We were not doing anything about its how it will work actually. We are just adding classes to all the attributes, right? So let's see the form fields, every form fields. I think okay, so boolean field, char field is there. Okay, so text input is there. Okay, so text input, just copy this, and here what we want actually for name, let's go to models.py file. We have name here, so what we now for name, we will have forms dot text input, which will have attribute equal to, this will be the key value pair. So here class will be form control, that's it, form control. Similarly we want for all these things. Okay, so for category, so this is I think this will be drop down menu. So for category we will have forms dot, let's see what we will have. Okay, so password input, date time, time input, selector and checkbox, we don't want this. Okay, file upload, checkbox, select multiple, drop down, let's see drop down is here or not, or let's search drop down form or Django form input. Okay, okay, so fruit choices is here actually. Where is that thing? Forms dot select, actually forms dot select, but how we will going to, okay, so select will we have attributes equal to, let's see if these things works or not. Okay, so attribute is equal to class which will have form control. All right, let's try to run this if this thing works or not. If this thing works, we can do this for all the attributes, right? So category, we need to add comma here. Let's reload, let's wait for it to reload. Okay, so when we hit refresh here, as you can see here, this looks pretty good. So name came here, and the name, we have a name field. Category, let's see, category is also there. Now we need to add all these things for remaining fields. So category, we have description, right? So this DESC was is here, and similarly let's add DESC, and which will have forms dot I think text area is there, text area is there, and in the attribute section we will have class equal to form control. Okay, now what next is there? So price is there, so float field, price, product available count, and image. So price, so for price we have, okay, forms dot I think float field, let's check what float field is there. So okay, let's see the float field, I think number field must be there, number input. Okay, so number input is there, and in the number input, let's copy this, and number input we will have attributes. I am going to copy this attributes from here. We same attribute we need to give to all, right? In the price, now what we have, product available count, which is again, right, which is again the forms dot number input. Okay, and which will have attributes, we will copy this one, attributes, and just paste here, right? Let's add comma here, and I think at last we have image. So here image, let's add that image, file upload, file input, right? So file input is here, and when we hit forms dot file input, we will have attributes similar to form control. Now our work is done. Let's save this and reload this. Now this should definitely work, right guys? Hope so. Django.forms has not text area. Okay, so let's see what's that thing. So text area, instead of that, what we need to write actually. So text area, so I have written a camel case actually. So text area is there. Now it should work properly, right? Okay, so when we hit reload, okay guys, as you can see here, name came here, category came here, category video games, description, price, product available count, which was 0, and image. When we choose this, the image will be selected. Let's add product, right? So what category we will have? Let's see that category. We have I think men's wardrobe, right? So men's wardrobe, we can add shirt, denim shirt, right? So denim shirt. Here we will have, this is okay. In price we will have, we can take that, I think 1200, right? So 1200, right? Product available count, let's suppose we have 10 shirts, right? 100 shirts. Okay, let's choose, let's download image. So denim shirts. Okay, so shirts images. Let's try to save this. Save image as, we need to choose file. Okay, now let's choose this from download section. So denim shirt was here, and when we click on add product, it should definitely add. So redirect is not defined. Okay, so we can handle that thing. Why it is not defined? Yeah, okay, so we need to include that redirect in the views.py section, right? So in the views.py, I think we didn't have redirect, so redirect will come here, and when we hit reload, okay, so the product is added successfully. What if we want to, we see, we haven't added that product in this forms. Actually we haven't rendered that products in our HTML page actually, but we can see in the admin panel, right? When we hit reload here, okay, products is not added. Why? The form was not getting valid, and what I was trying to get the post request only. But what we had actually, we have images in our form field. To get that images, we need to access by request.files. As you can see here, just one sudden change is there actually. Just after the comma, just add request.files, and this definitely works properly. And if it doesn't work properly, we need to show some messages. So messages, as we were doing. So me messages dot info, right? Product is not added, right? So I think we haven't imported it. So from Django dot contrib import messages, right? And we will add messages.info, product is not added. Now in the index.html, we will see again, try again. Okay, so in the index.html, in the log, I think in the login.html, what we had done actually, we have just copied this messages code from here, and in the add product, where is that add product, above this, yeah, we have done this thing previously. So just copy this from there and just paste this here. Just, we don't want to do anything, right? So okay, now if we refresh, if we hit refresh, and okay, so this should work properly. Now in the let's see the admin panel. There is nothing in the admin panel right now. So Call of Duty that we have added before, and now let's add that denim shirt, right? You can add anything, any text. I will give the price as 1250 point, suppose 50 58, right? I have 25 products, denim shirts. So I will choose the files from download. So denim shirt is here. This should work when we click on add product. So add product is created. We haven't redirected that page, I think. So data saved successfully. So if we go to the admin panel and when we hit refresh, so as you can see, denim shirt is here. And when we click on this for, so this will not appear. I will show you how to show this type of things, okay, in the next video. But I think we have solved the issue. We have added the add product HTML page. We have done about working with our products page. Now in the next video, what we will do, we will check whether how to, we will see how to loop through all the products in the database and display them in the HTML page, right? So that's it for this video. In the next video, I will going to show you all these things, okay? So up to then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.